Hello there, and welcome to the Sleeping Science Bedtime. Tonight we'll drift through the quiet architecture of the universe, a place where light moves slower and time forgets to hurry. Perhaps the day has been full of noise, leaving your thoughts to spin like dust in a shaft of sun. But here, the air is cool and the shadows are long. Let your shoulders rest against the surface beneath you. Let gravity hold you with its invisible, steady hands, as if you were a star suspended in the dark. Tonight, we'll drift through the quiet laws of the constellations, those ancient maps drawn in fire across the velvet of the deep. If this calm space brings you peace, consider sharing it. It helps other wandering minds find their way here too. Now, let's begin. You are lying beneath a dome of absolute clarity, where the atmosphere feels as thin and soft as silk against your skin. Above you, the first stars begin to press through the deepening indigo, appearing one by one like slow pulses of silver light. These are not mere flickers, but the arrival of ancient travelers, their glow finally reaching your eyes after journeying across the cold, silent reaches of the vacuum. You watch as the random scattering of points begins to feel familiar, a geometric language that you understand without needing to speak. There is a profound safety in this arrangement, a sense that the chaos of the world has been filtered through a lens of perfect mathematical order. And still, it turns. The darkness between the stars is not an empty void, but a rich velvet canvas that gives the light its meaning and its weight. As you breathe, you notice how the brightest stars seem to anchor the sky, holding the smaller shimmering dust in a delicate gravitational balance. These primary beacons are the cornerstones of your view, the structural beams of a house built entirely of light and distance. You see the subtle lines that connect them, invisible threads of human memory that turn a cluster, a fusion, into a recognizable shape. It is as if the universe is leaning down to tell you a story, whispered in the frequency of starlight. The rhythm continues. Every star you see is a massive sphere of burning gas, a nuclear furnace humming with a power that defies the fragility of its appearance. From here, they look like cold diamonds, but they are vibrant, churning bodies of plasma, governed by the elegant laws of thermodynamics. They exist in a state of hydrostatic equilibrium, where the crushing weight of gravity is perfectly balanced by the outward pressure of their own internal heat. This balance is what allows them to shine so steadily for billions of years, providing a constant light for you to find your way. You feel that same sense of balance within yourself now, a quiet settling of forces, and everything rests. As your eyes adjust to the deepness of the night, the shapes of the constellations begin to sharpen and pull away from the background. You recognize the great Bear, its heavy silhouette moving with a slow, ponderous grace around the pivot of the North Star. This celestial geometry is a gift of perspective, a way for the mind to organize the infinite into something that can be named and held. Each point of light is a landmark in a territory that has no borders, a map that belongs to everyone who looks up. The sky is a library, written in the language of ancient light, waiting for you to turn the page. The quiet holds. You consider the distance of these stars, realizing that the light touching your face tonight began its journey long before you were born. Some of these photons have traveled for decades, others for centuries, moving at the absolute speed of the universe through the silent, frozen dark. This means you are not just looking at stars, but at the history of the cosmos, seeing the past as if it were the present moment. The light is a bridge across time, connecting your quiet room to the birth of suns in distant nebulae. There is a great comfort in this continuity, a feeling of being part of a very long, very peaceful line. And life adjusts once more. The stars within a single constellation may look like neighbors, but they are often separated by vast gulfs of empty space. One star might be 20 light-years away, while its companion in the pattern sits 200 light-years further into the deep. They only appear to stand side by side because of where you are standing, a beautiful illusion of alignment granted by your place in the galaxy. This three-dimensional reality is hidden behind a two-dimensional curtain of beauty, simplifying the complexity of the heavens for your ease. You are the center of a temporary symmetry, a witness to a meeting that only exists for you. The current flows without effort. Far above the clouds, the celestial sphere appears to rotate with a mechanical precision, a giant clockwork of silver and shadow. This movement is actually the Earth beneath you spinning, turning you away from the sun and toward the wonders of the outer dark. You can feel the rotation in the way your body feels heavy and grounded, a passenger on a world that knows exactly where it is going. The stars do not hurry to keep up. They wait in their fixed positions, confident in their own immense, slow-motion orbits. It is a dance of incredible speeds rendered perfectly still by the scale of the stage, and silence follows. The light of a star is a signature, a code that tells the story of its temperature, its age, and the elements it carries. A blue star burns with a fierce young heat, while a red giant glows with the mellow, tired warmth of an ember in a hearth. You see these colors now, subtle tints of sapphire and rose hidden within the brilliant white of the night. Each color represents a different stage of a long life, a cycle of burning and cooling that has been repeating since the beginning of time. It is a chemistry of the infinite, a laboratory where gravity creates gold and light. The rhythm of the deep endures. You watch as the Milky Way spills across the sky like a river of luminous mist, a billion stars blurred together by the sheer density of their numbers. This is your home galaxy, seen from the inside, a spiral of dust and fire that holds your sun in its gentle, sweeping arms. It looks like a cloud, but it is a structure of unimaginable complexity, a cathedral of gravity where every star follows a path carved by the mass of the whole. You are resting on a small, quiet limb of this great forest, sheltered by the distance between the branches. Order is the quietest form of beauty. Stillness travels through the water. There is a star that does not seem to move, a fixed point around which the rest of the heavens revolve in a slow, circular procession. This is Polaris, the North Star, aligned so closely with the Earth's axis that it remains a steady anchor for travelers and dreamers alike. For thousands of years, humans have looked to this single point to find their way home, trusting in its refusal to drift. You feel that same steadiness in your own breath now, a central point of calm that remains unchanged even as your thoughts move by. You are anchored to the night, safe in the knowledge that some things never change. And the quiet holds. Beneath the visible stars, there are clouds of cold gas and dust that have not yet collapsed into suns, waiting in the dark for their moment to shine. These nebulae are the nurseries of the universe, places where gravity is quietly gathering the ingredients for future constellations. They are invisible to the naked eye, yet you can sense their presence in the gaps between the light, a potential energy that fills the vacuum. It is a reminder that the universe is always becoming, always preparing for a new season of brilliance. The quietest work is often the most important, happening in the stillness of the deep, and everything softens. The stars you see tonight are moving at hundreds of kilometers per second, racing through the galaxy in a complex gravitational ballet. Yet, because they are so far away, they appear as motionless as the mountains, frozen in patterns that have not changed since the dawn of history. This stillness is a gift of distance, a way for the mind to find a sanctuary in the geometry of the heavens. You are looking at a frantic reality through a veil of absolute peace, a paradox that allows you to rest while the universe works. The immensity of space acts as a buffer, turning motion into a quiet, steady glow, and light drifts onward. As you lie there, you might imagine the lines of the constellations as the skeleton of the sky, a structure that holds the darkness in place. These patterns are called asterisms, groupings that we choose to see because our brains seek out meaning in the scattered light. We are hardwired to find shapes in the clouds and faces in the stars, a psychological bridge between our small lives and the infinite. This need for order is a natural part of being human, a way to make the vastness feel like a home rather than a wilderness. You are mapping the universe with your heart, finding the connections that matter. The rhythm continues. The vacuum between the stars is not a cold or lonely place, but a medium through which energy and information flow without resistance. It is the purest form of silence, a space where sound cannot travel, leaving only the visual symphony of the light to reach you. This silence is heavy and comforting, a blanket that mutes the noise of the world and leaves you with only the pulse of your own existence. You are part of this silence now, a quiet observer in a quiet room, watching the stars perform their ancient wordless play. The universe is a vast room, and you are welcome in it, and the quiet remains. You notice how the stars seem to twinkle, a gentle shivering of light that happens as their glow passes through the layers of the Earth's air. This scintillation is a sign of your connection to the sky, a physical interaction between the distant suns and the atmosphere you breathe. It is a shimmering dialogue, a reminder that you are protected by a thin, protective shell of gas that keeps the world warm and life possible. The stars are reaching through the air to find you, their light bending and dancing as it nears your eyes. It is a greeting from the edge of the galaxy, and peace lingers. Within the heart of every star, the process of nucleosynthesis is creating the very atoms that make up your body, your room, and the air around you. The carbon in your breath and the iron in your blood were forged in the intense heat of a dying sun billions of years ago. You are literally made of starlight, a collection of ancient particles that have come together for a brief moment to experience the world. Looking at the constellations is like looking into a cosmic mirror, seeing the origins of your own physical being reflected in the dark. You are home among the fire. Still, the universe breathes. The constellations change very slowly over thousands of years, a process called axial precession that causes the Earth's tilt to wander like a spinning top. This means that the sky your ancestors saw was slightly different from the one you see tonight, a slow migration of patterns across the eons. This movement is too slow for a human life to notice, yet it connects you to the deep time of the planet's history. You are a witness to one frame in a very long movie, a single breath in the life of a world. There is a grand patience in the stars, a refusal to be rushed by the passage of hours, and the quiet holds. You see a star that glows with a steady, unblinking light, different from the others that shimmer and pulse. This is likely a planet, a world like yours that is reflecting the light of the sun and moving through its own predictable orbit. It is a neighbor in the dark, a solid place of rock or gas that follows the same laws of gravity that keep you in your bed. Seeing it reminds you that the universe is full of places, not just lights, and that you are part of a family of worlds circling a common hearth. The neighborhood is vast, but it is orderly and familiar, and the orbit holds. The gravity that keeps the stars in their constellations is the same force that pulls you toward the center of the Earth, a universal tether that binds all mass together. It is the quietest force, invisible and constant, acting as the glue that prevents the universe from drifting apart into chaos. You can feel it in the weight of your limbs, a gentle, downward pressure that tells you it is safe to let go of your effort. Gravity is the ultimate comfort, a guarantee that you will remain exactly where you are, held by the planet as it moves through the deep, and everything rests in its place. In the gaps between the constellations, there are distant galaxies, each containing hundreds of billions of stars of their own. They appear as tiny, smudged points of light, so far away that their entire existence can be covered by the tip of your finger. These are islands of light in an ocean of space, each with its own history, its own patterns, and its own quiet mysteries. Knowing they are there expands your sense of the world, making the night feel even larger and more magnificent. The sky is deep beyond measure, yet it feels intimate and close, like a roof over your head. The current flows without effort. As the night progresses, new constellations rise in the east, while others sink slowly toward the western horizon. This is the rising and setting of the stars, a celestial theater that repeats every night of your life with perfect reliability. You do not have to do anything to make it happen. You only have to be present to witness the change. The transition is seamless, a slow-motion slide of light that marks the passage of time without the ticking of a clock. You are drifting with the stars, moving through the hours at a pace that is natural and kind, and light drifts onward. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and tonight you are reading the chapters on peace and permanence. Each star is a word, each constellation a sentence, telling a story of how the universe organized itself out of the heat of the beginning. It is a story that has no end, only a series of beautiful, glowing variations on the theme of order. You are a character in this story, a quiet listener who understands the value of the silence between the words. The narrative is vast, but it is written for you to find rest within its pages. The quiet remains. You feel the coolness of the night air, a temperature that reflects the absence of the sun and the presence of the infinite dark. This cooling is a natural part of the world's rhythm, a time for the earth to exhale the heat of the day and prepare for the morning. It is a time of contraction and settling, where the molecules of the air slow down and the world becomes still. You are cooling with the world, letting the frantic energy of your day fade into the background as you align yourself with the slow pulse of the night. Stillness feeds the ground. Above you, the constellation of Orion stands tall, its belt of 3 stars aligned in a perfect slanted line that points toward the horizon. This alignment is a masterpiece of celestial mechanics, a grouping that has inspired poets and sailors for as long as humans have looked upward. The stars in the belt are massive and bright, blue-white giants that represent the peak of stellar energy and power. Yet, from your perspective, they are calm and decorative, a piece of jewelry worn by the night to show off its elegance. You are watching the peak of cosmic power expressed as a quiet, silver beauty. And the rhythm continues. The light of the stars is not just a visual experience, but a form of energy that has traveled across the universe to reach your skin. While it is too faint to feel as heat, it carries the weight of its journey, a subtle pressure of photons that have escaped the gravity of their home suns. This light is a gift, a tiny fraction of a star's life that has been sent out into the dark on the chance that it might be seen. You are the recipient of this gift, a witness who gives the light a purpose by simply noticing its arrival. The universe is a conversation of light, and you are listening, and silence follows. You think about the celestial coordinates that astronomers use to map the sky, a grid of imaginary lines that turn the chaos of the stars into a structured map. These lines, right ascension and declination, are the latitude and longitude of the heavens, allowing us to find any star at any time. This mathematical framework is the ultimate expression of our need for orientation, a way to ensure that we are never truly lost in the infinite. Even the vastest space can be measured, understood, and named, bringing it within the reach of the human mind. The vacuum is a place of logic and grace, and everything rests. The stars are the ancestors of everything you know, the original sources of the energy that drives the world. They are the elders of the universe, watching over the younger planets with a patient, unblinking gaze that has lasted for eons. Their presence is a reminder that you are part of something very old and very stable, a system that has been refined by gravity and time into a state of perfect harmony. You can lean your weight against this stability, trusting that the stars will still be there when you wake, exactly where they are supposed to be. The quiet holds its rhythm. As you drift deeper into the night, the individual stars begin to blur into a single, unified canopy of light. The boundaries between the constellations soften, and the sky becomes a warm, glowing presence that wraps around you like a heavy blanket. You are no longer just looking at the stars. You are being held by them, a part of the vast, structured quietude of the cosmos. The geometry of the heavens has done its work, providing the order your mind needs to finally let go of its questions. You are a point of light in a sea of light, resting in the heart of the design, and still, it turns. Order is the quietest form of beauty, and the stars are its most perfect expression. They represent the victory of structure over chaos, of light over darkness, and of permanence over the fleeting moments of the day. You have traveled through the map of the heavens and found that it leads back to your own inner stillness, a place where the logic of the universe and the peace of your heart are the same thing. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and you have reached the end of a very calm chapter. The journey continues in your dreams, guided by the fixed stars of your own quiet mind, and the network endures. And the network endures, stretching its invisible threads across the dark as you sink further into the soft weight of the evening. The stars of the summer triangle now hang high above, three brilliant points of light, Vega, Deneb, and Altair, forming a vast, soaring shape that spans the width of the Milky Way. These stars belong to different families, burning with different intensities. Yet from your vantage point, they cooperate to create a singular, comforting geometry. You can see how the mind naturally seeks these shapes, finding a sense of direction in the scatter of the infinite. It is a quiet exercise in alignment, a way to breathe in rhythm with the pulse of the galaxy. Order is the quietest form of beauty. Beyond these bright anchors, the sky is filled with thousands of dimmer stars, each one a distant sun providing its own subtle contribution to the glow of the night. These smaller lights are like the background hum of a peaceful house, a constant, low-frequency presence that makes the silence feel full and warm. They represent the sheer scale of the universe, a density of existence that is far too large to fully grasp, yet small enough to be viewed from the comfort of your pillow. You are witnessing the collective effort of a billion burning hearts, all pulsing in a synchronized, slow-motion rhythm. And still, it turns. The light you are seeing from Vega is a pale, icy blue, a sign of its intense surface temperature and its relatively young age in the span of cosmic time. It is a star that is rotating so fast that its shape is flattened at the poles, a spinning top of plasma held together by the same gravity that keeps your feet on the ground. This physical reality is hidden behind a veil of twinkling silver, a secret of the science that adds a layer of wonder to the simple act of watching. You feel a resonance with this spinning world, a sense of being part of a dynamic, energetic system that is also perfectly at rest. The rhythm continues. As the air settles around you, the transparency of the night seems to increase, revealing the faint, fuzzy patches of light that are actually distant star clusters. These are groups of hundreds or thousands of stars born from the same cloud of gas, siblings in the dark that move through the galaxy together. They are bound by their mutual gravity, a family tie that keeps them from drifting apart into the lonely reaches of the vacuum. This sense of belonging is a fundamental law of the universe, a tendency for matter to seek out other matter and build something lasting. You are held in a similar cluster of warmth and safety, and the quiet holds. The vacuum between these clusters is a perfect insulator, a space where the heat of the stars is preserved as radiation, traveling forever until it meets an eye or a world. This efficiency of light is what allows you to feel the presence of the distant suns, a direct connection that bypasses the need for air or touch. The stars are speaking to you in the language of electromagnetism, a spectrum of waves that carry the history of the deep across the void. You are a receiver for these ancient signals, a quiet witness to a message that began its journey millions of miles away. And life adjusts once more. You consider the concept of the celestial equator, an imaginary line that divides the sky into north and south, mirroring the division of the Earth itself. This invisible boundary is a tool for the human mind, a way to project our own sense of order onto the spherical reality of the universe. It creates a framework of movement, allowing us to predict where a star will rise and where it will set with the accuracy of a heartbeat. This predictability is a form of sanctuary, a promise that the world will continue to turn in the way it always has. Still, the universe breathes. The constellations were named by people who saw their own lives reflected in the stars. Hunters, queens, animals, and tools, turning the sky into a grand cultural mirror. While the science of the stars has evolved, these names remain as a bridge to our past, a way to share a view with those who stood in this same darkness thousands of years ago. You are part of a long lineage of observers, a chain of consciousness that stretches back to the first humans who found comfort in the patterns of the night. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and you are part of its enduring story. And everything rests. Far beneath the surface of the brightest stars, the process of fusion is turning hydrogen into helium, a transformation that, releases the energy you see as a steady glow. This is the ultimate source of all light and life, a quiet, powerful alchemy that happens in the core of every sun in the galaxy. It is a process that requires immense pressure and heat, yet the result is a soft, shimmering point of light that feels as gentle as a sigh. The complexity of the physics is distilled into a single, peaceful image for your benefit. The current flows without effort. You watch as a satellite moves across the sky, a tiny, steady point of light that glides through the constellations with a mechanical purpose. It is a human-made star, a small piece of technology that follows the same laws of orbital mechanics as the moon and the planets. Its presence is a reminder of our ability to reach out and touch the heavens, to place our own structures within the ancient geometry of the stars. It moves without sound, a silent traveler in a silent sea, carving its own path through the fixed patterns of the deep. And silence follows. The stars in the constellation of Cygnus, the Swan, are spread out in a wide, elegant cross that seems to fly down the length of the Milky Way. At the head of the Swan is Albireo, a star that appears as one, but is actually two, a brilliant gold sun and a smaller, sapphire companion orbiting one another. This binary relationship is common in the universe, a dance of two lights that share a common center of gravity. It is a partnership of light, a structural harmony that adds depth and color to the darkness. Order is the quietest form of beauty. Stillness travels through the water. There is a deep peace in the realization that the stars do not care about the noise and hurry of the world below. They follow their own schedules, governed by the slow, majestic movements of galactic rotation and the long cycles of stellar evolution. This indifference is a form of kindness, a reminder that there is a larger, more stable reality that remains unchanged by the events of a single day. You can leave your worries at the edge of the atmosphere and let your mind expand into the cool, silent logic of the vacuum. The stars are waiting for you to join their stillness, and the quiet remains. The light years that separate you from the stars are not just distances, but intervals of time that allow you to see the universe in different stages of its life. A star that is 50 light years away shows you the universe as it was 50 years ago, while a distant galaxy shows you the dawn of time itself. This layering of history makes the night sky a three-dimensional archive, a place where the past is always visible and the present is a matter of perspective. You are drifting through the deep time of the cosmos, a traveler in a world that has no clocks, and light drifts onward. The gravity of the Earth is a constant gentle pull that reminds you of your place in the solar system, a physical link to the mass of the world. As you lie still, you can imagine this force extending outward, connecting the Earth to the moon, the sun, and the distant stars in a complex web of attraction. Every object in the universe is pulling on every other object, a universal conversation that keeps everything in its proper place. This interconnectedness is the foundation of all structure, the reason the constellations hold their shape across the centuries. And the quiet holds. You notice a faint, reddish tint in one of the stars near the horizon, a sign of its aging atmosphere and its cooling surface. This star is a red giant, a sun that has burned through its primary fuel and is now expanding into its final, beautiful form. It is a natural transition, a slow exhaling of energy that will eventually return its elements to the clouds of gas from which new stars are born. There is no urgency in this change, only a quiet, rhythmic movement from one state of being to another. The universe is a master of renewal, turning the old into the new with a patient grace, and everything softens. The stars are the silent guardians of the night, their light providing a constant, reliable framework for the passage of time. They have guided sailors across trackless oceans and travelers through dark forests, serving as a reliable map when all other landmarks are hidden. You're using this same map tonight to navigate the inner landscape of your mind, finding your way toward a state of rest and clarity. The stars are familiar friends, their positions as well known to you as the furniture in your room. You are safe within the architecture of the heavens. The rhythm continues. As you breathe, imagine the air as a bridge between your body and the edge of the space where the constellations begin. It is a thin, protective layer that filters the harsh light of the sun and preserves the soft glow of the stars for your eyes. This atmosphere is part of the Earth's own structural design, a delicate balance of gases that makes life possible and sleep a reality. You are resting inside a bubble of life, looking out at the vast, cold beauty of the infinite with a sense of warmth and protection. The quiet returns to the roots. The Milky Way is thickest in the constellation of Sagittarius, where the center of our galaxy lies hidden behind clouds of dust and millions of stars. This is the heart of our cosmic city, a place of intense gravitational activity and ancient suns that have been shining since the galaxy was young. Even though you cannot see the center itself, you can feel the weight of its presence, a central anchor that keeps our sun in its steady, circular orbit. We are all moving around this common point, a grand, slow-motion carousel of light. And the quiet holds its rhythm. The patterns of the stars are a form of cognitive mapping, a way for the brain to make sense of the vast amounts of information it receives from the senses. By grouping the stars into constellations, we create a mental shorthand that allows us to recognize the sky as a familiar place. This process of naming and ordering is an act of creation, a way to build a home in the darkness, out of nothing but light and imagination. You are an architect of your own peace, using the materials of the universe to construct a sanctuary for your mind. Order is the quietest form of beauty. There is a star in the southern sky that pulses with a variable light, its brightness changing over several days in a predictable, rhythmic cycle. This is a Cepheid variable, a type of star that astronomers use as a cosmic yardstick to measure the distance to other galaxies. Its pulse is a heartbeat of light, a physical manifestation of the balance between gravity and heat that defines all stellar life. It is a reminder that the universe has its own internal rhythms, its own slow and steady ways of keeping time. You are pulsing with the same rhythm, a quiet beat of life in the dark. Still, the universe breathes. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light. And tonight, the stars are teaching you the lesson of distance. They show you that something can be immensely far away, yet still feel close enough to touch with your eyes. This distance is what gives the stars their permanence, keeping them safe from the changes of the world and allowing them to shine with a steady, unbanned light. You are learning to value the space between things, the quiet gaps that allow the beauty of the patterns to emerge. Distance is a form of protection, a way to keep the world in perspective, and everything rests. The constellation of Cassiopeia sits in the north, like a silver throne or a jagged W, its stars etched sharply against the dark velvet of the sky. It is one of the most recognizable shapes in the heavens, a constant companion to the North Star that circles the pole every 24 hours. Its shape is a product of the relative positions of 5 bright stars, each one a massive sun located at a different depth in the galaxy. Together, they create a form that is both simple and profound, a testament to the power of alignment. You are finding your own alignment now, a sense of being exactly where you are meant to be. The rhythm continues. The vacuum of space is so cold that it would seem to be a place of death, yet it is the medium through which the life-giving light of the stars must travel. This paradox is part of the universe's structure, a balance between the frozen dark and the burning fire that creates the conditions for everything you see. You are resting in the warmth of your room, yet you are connected to this cold, silent deep by the photons that touch your face. It is a meeting of extremes that results in a state of perfect, balanced peace. The current flows without effort. You think about the concept of galactic coordinates, a system that uses the center of the Milky Way as its starting point to map the positions of every star in the sky. This system allows us to see the galaxy as a 3-dimensional object, a flat disk of stars with a central bulge and spiral arms. It gives us a sense of our own address in the universe, a specific location in a vast and beautiful structure. Knowing where you are is the first step toward feeling at home, and tonight, your home is as large as the galaxy itself, and silence follows. The stars in the Big Dipper are part of a larger group called the Ursa Major Moving Group, a family of stars that were born together and are still traveling through space in the same direction. They are like a flock of birds moving through the night, their formation remaining steady even as they cover thousands of light years. This shared motion is a sign of their common origin, a physical memory of the cloud of gas that gave them birth. You are traveling with them, a passenger on a world that is moving through the same celestial currents, and light drifts onward. There is a quiet dignity in the way the stars maintain their positions, refusing to be hurried by the turning of the seasons or the passage of years. They are the ultimate examples of patience, existing in a state of long-term equilibrium that defies the frantic pace of human life. By looking at them, you can absorb some of this patience, letting your own sense of time slow down to match the majestic pulse of the cosmos. There is no need to rush. The stars will still be there, and the night will continue to hold you in its steady, silver arms. The quiet remains. The constellation of Scorpius rises in the south, its red heart, the star Antares, glowing with a warm, sunset hue. Antares is so large that if it were placed in the center of our solar system, it would engulf the inner planets and reach out toward the orbit of Jupiter. It is a titan of the sky, a massive expression of what gravity and fusion can achieve on a grand scale. Yet from here, it is just a peaceful point of light, a gentle reminder of the power that resides in the deep. You are witnessing the immense through a lens of absolute serenity, and life adjusts. Once more, every star in the sky has its own unique chemical fingerprint, a spectrum of light that reveals the atoms that make up its atmosphere. Scientists can see the hydrogen, the helium, the oxygen, and the iron that fuel the star's fire, allowing us to understand the inner workings of objects we can never touch. This ability to know the distant is a profound human achievement, a bridge of understanding built on the laws of physics. You are part of this understanding, a mind that can reach out across the light years to touch the heart of a sun. The network endures. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and the constellations are the illustrations that make the stories come alive. They turn the abstract mathematics of the universe into a narrative of beauty and meaning, allowing us to find ourselves within the infinite. You are reading these stories tonight with your heart, letting the images of the hunters and the swans guide you toward a deeper state of relaxation. The stories are old, but they are always new, recreated every time a pair of eyes looks upward in the dark. The quiet holds. You feel a sense of gratitude for the stability of the stars, for their refusal to flicker or fade in the face of the world's changes. They are the most reliable things in existence, a source of constant, unchanging light that has outlasted empires and mountains. This permanence is a form of sanctuary, a place where you can find a sense of continuity and belonging. You are resting beneath a roof that will never fall, a structure of light that will always be there to welcome you back. The rhythm of the deep endures. As you drift toward the edge of sleep, the stars seem to whisper a final message of peace and order. They tell you that the universe is a place of logic, of beauty, and of infinite care, where every point of light has its place, and every motion has its purpose. You are part of this purpose, a quiet observer who is being carried through the night by the same laws that govern the constellations. You can close your eyes now, knowing that the map of the heavens will remain steady and true. Order is the quietest form of beauty, and everything rests, settled within the vast and silent architecture of the celestial sphere. As you sink deeper into your bed, you might imagine the sky not as a flat ceiling, but as a deep, translucent ocean through which you are peering. Each star is a buoy marking a sea, specific coordinate in the great three-dimensional sea of the Milky Way, holding its position against the invisible currents of dark matter. These distances are so immense that they act as a profound silence, a buffer that filters out the vibrations of the galaxy. You are resting in a pocket of stillness, a quiet harbor protected by the sheer scale of the cosmos. The rhythm continues. The light of the star Speaker in the constellation of Virgo travels 250 years to reach your eyes. beginning its journey before the modern world was even a dream. It is a brilliant, blue-white binary star, two suns locked in a gravitational embrace so tight they have distorted each other into the shape of eggs. This intense physical drama is happening right now, far above you. Yet from your perspective, it is a single, serene point of sapphire light. The universe has a way of turning energy into art, transforming the friction of existence into a vision of perfect calm. And the quiet holds. You consider the way the Earth's own tilt creates the changing seasons of the stars, bringing different constellations into view as the months go by. In the winter, the bright giants of Orion and Taurus dominate the sky, while the summer brings the soft, hazy clouds of the galactic center. This shifting of the guard is a slow and predictable cycle, a seasonal migration of light that connects you to the natural rhythms of the planet. You are part of this turning, a passenger on a world that is always moving toward a new perspective. Still, the universe breathes. The vacuum between the stars is so perfect that it allows starlight to travel for billions of years without losing its clarity or its direction. This transparency is a fundamental property of the universe, a quality of the void that enables the existence of the constellations in your mind. Without this emptiness, the sky would be a blur of scattered light, but instead, it is a sharp and structured map of individual suns. You are benefiting from the purity of the vacuum, a clarity that allows you to see the true nature of the distant. And life adjusts once more. In the constellation of Lyra, there is a star called Vega that was once the North Star and will be again in 12,000 years. This slow wandering of the celestial pole is a result of the Earth's precession, a rhythmic wobble that takes 26,000 years to complete one circle. It is a timeline that dwarfs human history, a scale of movement that makes the rise and fall of civilizations look like the blinking of an eye. There is a deep comfort in this ancient pace, a reminder that the universe is never in a hurry. The current flows without effort. The stars in the belt of Orion serve as a pointer, a straight line that leads your eye towards Sirius, the brightest star in the entire sky. Sirius is a white primary star with a tiny, dense white dwarf companion, a pair that shines with a fierce and steady brilliance. Its light is so strong that it can cast a faint shadow on a perfectly dark night, a physical manifestation of a sun's power reaching across the gulf of 8 light-years. You are being touched by this light now, a gentle, energetic greeting from the nearest reaches of the deep, and silence follows. You think about the concept of stellar parallax, the tiny apparent shift in a star's position as the Earth moves from one side of its orbit to the other. This shift is how we measure the distance to the stars, using the geometry of our own movement to triangulate the depth of the heavens. It is a beautiful application of mathematics, a way to turn a change in perspective into a discovery of truth. Even from your stationary position, you are moving through a great arc of space, gaining a new view of the universe with every breath. The rhythm of the deep endures. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and the constellations are the index that allows you to find your way through. The volumes. Each grouping is a reference point, a landmark in the history of stellar evolution and galactic dynamics. You are learning to read the sky as a map of the eternal, finding the patterns that have remained unchanged since the first eyes looked upward in wonder. This knowledge is a form of ballast, a weight that keeps your mind steady as you drift towards sleep. Order is the quietest form of beauty. Within the constellation of Taurus, you see the Pleiades, a tight cluster of young blue stars wrapped in a delicate veil of reflecting dust. These stars were all born together from the same cosmic cloud, a group of siblings that are still in the early morning of their lives. Their light is fresh and vibrant, a sign of the ongoing creativity of the universe, which is always finding new ways to organize matter into beauty. You are witnessing the youth of the cosmos, a reminder that renewal is a constant and natural process. Stillness travels through the water, the gravity that holds. The Pleiades together is a subtle, invisible tension that balances the outward motion of the individual stars. This gravitational binding is the same principle that keeps the atmosphere of the Earth wrapped around you, providing the pressure you need to feel grounded and safe. You can sense this tension in the air of your room, a quiet, holding force that ensures everything remains in its proper place. The universe is a master of containment, keeping the infinite within the bounds of a structured design, and the quiet remains. As the Earth continues its slow rotation, the constellations appear to drift westward, a silent procession of light that marks the deepening of the night. This movement is so smooth and so quiet that it feels as if the entire universe is exhaling, letting go of the tension of the day. You are following this exhale, letting your own thoughts drift away like stars sinking toward the horizon. There is no need to hold on to anything. The Earth will keep turning, and the stars will keep shining, regardless of your effort. And light drifts onward. The constellation of Leo, the lion, sits high in the sky, its head formed by a recognizable sickle of stars that looks like a backward question mark. The brightest star in this group is Regulus, a blue-white giant that sits almost exactly on the ecliptic, the path that the sun and planets take across the sky. This alignment makes Regulus a regular witness to the movements of our own solar system, a distant observer of our local neighborhood. You are part of this local dance, a member of a system that is both small and infinitely large, and the quiet holds. You consider the physics of luminosity, the actual amount of energy a star emits regardless of how far away it is. Some stars that look dim are actually thousands of times brighter than our sun, hidden by the sheer vastness of the space between us. This realization changes the way you see the night, turning the flat canopy of stars into a deep and varied landscape of power and light. You are looking at a forest of light, where every tree is a different size and every leaf is a different color. The network endures. The vacuum between the stars is filled with a low-density plasma of ions and electrons, a thin gas that carries the magnetic fields of the galaxy. This interstellar medium is the raw material from which future constellations will be formed, a quiet reservoir of potential that waits in the cold. It is a reminder that even the empty spaces are full of substance, a hidden world that supports the visible structures of the light. You are surrounded by this hidden substance, a field of energy that connects you to the furthest stars, and everything softens. The stars of the Big Dipper are not just a shape, but a set of coordinates that can lead you to the star Arcturus, a bright orange giant in the constellation of Bootes. By following the curve of the Dipper's handle, you arc to Arcturus, a mnemonic that has helped people navigate the sky for generations. This simple trick of geometry is a testament to the order of the heavens, a proof that the universe is designed to be understood. You are finding your own paths through the dark, using the logic of the stars to find your way to rest. The rhythm continues. Arcturus is one of the fastest moving stars in our neighborhood, racing across the sky at over 100 kilometers per second relative to our sun. Yet, because it is 37 light-years away, its motion is imperceptible to your eyes, a frantic speed rendered perfectly still by the scale of the cosmos. This is the peace of the stars, the ability to be both dynamic and motionless at the same time. You are invited to share in this peace, letting your own inner movements settle into a state of quiet, external stillness. And the quiet holds its rhythm. The constellation of Andromeda holds within it the most distant object visible to the naked eye, the Andromeda Galaxy, a spiral of a trillion stars 2 million light-years away. When you look at that faint smudge of light, you are seeing the universe as it was when the first humans were walking on the Earth. It is a direct link to the deepest history of the world, a bridge across a gulf of space that is almost too large to name. You are a time traveler tonight, looking back through the eons from the comfort of your own bed. Still, the universe breathes. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and the Andromeda Galaxy is one of its most profound and beautiful volumes. It tells the story of how gravity can organize billions of suns into a single, elegant spiral, a structure that mirrors the shape of a seashell or the whirl of a thumbprint. This repetition of form across different scales is a sign of the universal laws that govern everything from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy. You are part of this universal pattern, a reflection of the same geometry that builds the stars, and everything rests. The light that leaves a star is a form of information, carrying with it the signature of the star's temperature, composition, and age. As this light reaches the Earth, it is captured by the lenses of our eyes and the sensors of our telescopes, becoming part of our collective knowledge. This process of observation is what turns the universe from a mystery into a home, a place where we can feel at home among the constants. You are participating in this process now, letting the information of the stars wash over you in a wave of calm. The current flows without effort. You notice the way the darkness between the stars seems to pulse with its own quiet energy, a presence that is just as important as the light itself. This is the cosmic microwave background. The faint afterglow of the universe is beginning, a soft radiation that fills every corner of space. It is the oldest light in existence, a quiet hum that has been traveling since the dawn of time. You are immersed in this ancient glow, a part of a universe that remembers its own birth in the silence of the night, and silence follows. The stars in the constellation of Pegasus form a great square that dominates the autumn sky, a simple and powerful shape that serves as a landmark for the entire hemisphere. Each of the 4 stars in the square is a massive sun, located at a different distance but appearing perfectly aligned to your eye. This geometric harmony is a product of your perspective, a gift of the Earth's position in the galaxy. You are the architect of this view, the one who brings the points together into a coherent whole. Order is the quietest form of beauty. The gravity of the galaxy is a gentle, curving force that keeps the sun and all its neighbors moving in a grand circular path around the center. This motion is so slow that it takes 200 million years for our solar system to complete one orbit, a cycle that defines the very long seasons of the Milky Way. We are currently moving through a relatively clear patch of space, a quiet suburban neighborhood of the galaxy where the stars are spread out and the view is clear. You are in a safe and peaceful location, protected by the vacuum, and light drifts onward. You think about the concept of nucleosynthesis, the process by which stars create the heavier elements that make life possible. Every atom of oxygen you breathe and every atom of calcium in your bones was once at the heart of a star, forged in the intense heat of a celestial furnace. You are a physical manifestation of the history of the stars, a collection of cosmic dust that has learned to breathe and dream. Looking at the constellations is a way of looking at your own family tree, a lineage that begins in the fire. Stillness feeds the ground. The constellations are not just patterns in the sky, but tools for orientation that have been used for thousands of years to measure the passage of time. By watching the position of the stars at sunset, ancient farmers knew when to plant and when to harvest, synchronizing their lives with the rhythms of the cosmos. You are doing the same thing tonight, synchronizing your breath with the slow, steady movement of the heavens. You are part of an ancient and reliable system, a world that knows exactly how to keep time, and life adjusts once more. The star Antares, in the heart of Scorpius, is so cool that its surface temperature is only about 3,000 degrees, giving it its characteristic red glow. This coolness allows simple molecules to form in its atmosphere, a chemistry that is impossible in the hotter blue stars. It is a sign of a star reaching the end of its journey, a quiet and beautiful transition into the next phase of its existence. There is a dignity in this cooling, a sense of a life well lived and a purpose fulfilled. You are sharing in this dignity as you settle into the quiet of the night. The quiet remains. The light of the stars is a constant presence. Even when the sun is shining and the sky is blue, the stars do not go away. They are simply hidden by the brilliance of our local sun, waiting for the earth to turn away so they can be seen again. This permanence is a form of sanctuary, a promise that the order of the universe remains unchanged, even when it is out of sight. You can trust in this stability, knowing that the constellations are always there, holding their positions in the dark. The network endures. As you lie there, you might imagine the lines of the constellations as a net of silver thread, catching the dreams and thoughts of everyone who looks up. This net is a shared cultural memory, a structure that connects people across continents and centuries, through the simple act of observation. You are part of this connection, a quiet thread in the great tapestry of human wonder. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and tonight you are adding your own silent chapter of peace. And the quiet holds. The vacuum between the stars is the ultimate form of rest, a place where there is no friction, no noise, and no hurry. It is the state toward which everything in the universe eventually tends, a perfect equilibrium of energy and matter. By focusing on the stars, you are aligning yourself with this equilibrium, letting your own internal friction dissolve into the cool, silent logic of the cosmos. You are becoming a part of the vacuum, a space of pure potential and absolute calm. The current flows without effort. The constellation of Cygnus, the swan, appears to be diving down the path of the Milky Way, its wings outstretched in a gesture of eternal flight. This image of grace and motion is frozen in the sky, a paradox of speed and stillness that reflects the nature of the stars themselves. You are moving through life with the same grace, even when you are perfectly still in your bed. Your journey is defined by the light you carry and the patterns you choose to see. You are a navigator of the night, finding your way home through the fire. And everything softens. The stars are the original storytellers, their light telling the history of the universe in a language that anyone can understand. They speak of the birth of suns, the death of giants, and the slow, majestic rotation of galaxies, a narrative that has no beginning and no end. You are a listener in this grand theatre, a quiet presence who finds meaning in the silence between the stars. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and tonight it is telling you that everything is exactly as it should be. Order is the quietest form of beauty, and everything rests as the silent clockwork of the night continues its slow and measured rotation. You are drifting now within the constellation of Orion, where the great nebula hangs like a soft, luminous veil beneath the hunter's belt. This nebula is a vast cloud of hydrogen gas and cosmic dust, a cradle where new suns are currently being compressed into existence by the gentle hand of gravity. It is a place of profound creation, yet it unfolds with a silence that is absolute, a quiet labor that takes millions of years to complete. You can feel the patience of this process, the way the universe builds its beauty, with infinite care and no sense of haste. The rhythm continues. Within the heart of that nebula, the light of newborn stars is pushing back the shadows, creating intricate towers of gas that glow with a pale, ethereal heat. This interaction between light and matter is the fundamental dance of the cosmos, a structural relationship that defines the shape of everything we see. The energy of the young suns carves out hollows in the dust, like waves shaping the sand on a distant, silent shore. You are watching the very beginning of a star's journey, a moment of awakening that is repeated across the billion-mile reaches of the galaxy. And the quiet holds. The light that reaches you from Orion's shoulder, the red, supergiant Betelgeuse, is a deep and pulsing orange, a sign of a star that has grown so large its outer layers are drifting away into space. Betelgeuse is a titan in its final act, a sun so immense that it breathes with a slow, rhythmic expansion and contraction. Its pulse is a low-frequency vibration that spans years, a heartbeat of light that reminds us that even the greatest stars have a life cycle of their own. There is a dignified peace in this slowing down, a graceful acceptance of the transition from fire back into the dust. Still, the universe breathes. Opposite the red warmth of Betelgeuse is the brilliant blue-white fire of Rigel, a star that burns with the intensity of tens of thousands of our own suns. This contrasting color is a map of temperature and age, a visual representation of the diverse paths that stellar evolution can take. One star is cooling and expanding, while the other is tight, hot, and fiercely vibrant, yet they both hold their place in the same, recognizable pattern. They are the two pillars of the constellation, providing a structural balance that anchors your gaze in the dark, and life adjusts once more. You consider the concept of the celestial sphere, the imaginary dome that surrounds the Earth and holds the stars in their fixed positions. For thousands of years, this was thought to be a physical reality, a crystalline shell that protected the world from the infinite void beyond. While we now know the stars are at different depths, the idea of the sphere remains a useful tool for find our way, a psychological boundary that makes the universe feel manageable and safe. It is a container for your thoughts, a soft curve that holds the night together in a single unified embrace. The current flows without effort. The vacuum between these points of light is not a barrier, but a bridge that allows the gravity of the entire galaxy to communicate. Every star is part of a grander structure, a spiral arm of the Milky Way that moves, with the collective mass of 100 billion suns. This movement is so vast and so slow that it feels like a form of stillness, a majestic drift through the vacuum that carries you along without the slightest tremor. You are a passenger on a cosmic vessel, moving through the deep with a grace that is older than the world itself, and silence follows. The stars in the constellation of Aquila, the eagle, are dominated by Altair, a white star that spins so rapidly its equator bulges outward into a flattened sphere. This rapid motion is a hidden characteristic, a secret of the star's physics that is revealed only through the careful study of its light. From your perspective, Altair is a steady and reliable beacon, a calm point in the sky that shows no sign of its frantic internal pace. This is the beauty of distance. It turns the chaotic and the fast into a vision of perfect, enduring serenity. Order is the quietest form of beauty. You notice how the darkness of the sky is never truly black, but a deep, resonant indigo that seems to hold a faint velvet texture. This texture is the cumulative light of countless distant galaxies and hidden nebulae, a soft glow that permeates the entire universe. It is the dark that gives the stars their brilliance, a necessary shadow that allows the light to be seen and understood. You are resting within this shadow, a space of quiet and reflection, where the noise of the world is replaced by the soft hum of the infinite. Stillness travels through the water. In the constellation of Lyra, the star Vega shines with a pure white light that was used for decades as the standard for measuring the brightness of all other stars. It is the baseline, the 0 point of the celestial scale, a constant against which the rest of the universe is compared. Having a fixed point like Vega is essential for the science of astronomy, providing a sense of certainty in a world of varying lights. You are finding your own 0 point tonight, a state of inner calm that serves as the baseline for your own rest, and the quiet remains. The light from Vega takes only 25 years to reach you, making it one of our closest neighbors in the galactic neighborhood. This proximity creates a sense of intimacy, a feeling that the stars are not just distant objects, but part of a local community of suns. You are living in a quiet corner of the galaxy, a place where the stars are spread out enough to give each one its own room to shine. There is plenty of space for everyone in the dark, a generous vacuum that welcomes every light without crowding, and light drifts onward. The constellation of Hercules is home to a magnificent cluster of stars called M13, a spherical ball of 500,000 suns huddled together in a tight gravitational swarm. Through a telescope, it looks like a handful of diamonds tossed onto velvet, but even to the naked eye, it appears as a soft, hazy patch of potential. These stars are among the oldest in the universe, ancient survivors of the galaxy's formation that have remained together for billions of years. Their togetherness is a sign of the enduring power of attraction, a community of light that refuses to be broken. And the quiet holds. The gravity within such a cluster is a complex and beautiful web, where every star feels the pull of all the others, keeping them in a constant orbital dance. This collective balance is what allows the cluster to maintain its shape as it moves through the halo of our galaxy. It is a microcosm of the entire universe, a place where order and motion exist in perfect harmony, governed by laws that are as simple as they are profound. You are feeling the pull of your own center now, a quiet settling of your own internal gravity, and everything softens. As the night deepens, the constellation of Pegasus rises higher, its great square acting as a window into the deep reaches of intergalactic space. Inside that square, there are few bright stars, leaving a clear view of the distant voids where other island universes reside. It is a reminder of the gaps in the fabric of the cosmos, the silent spaces that allow the structures to stand out. You are learning to appreciate these gaps, the pauses between your thoughts that allow your mind to find its own natural rhythm. The quiet holds its rhythm. The star Alpheratz, which marks one corner of the square of Pegasus, is a blue-white star that actually belongs to the constellation of Andromeda. It is a shared point, a bridge between two different human stories written in the sky. This overlap is a reminder that the boundaries we draw between the stars are arbitrary, a product of our need to categorize and name the infinite. In reality, the stars are all part of one continuous field of light, an unbroken tapestry that covers the entire sky. You are part of this unbroken whole, a point in a larger, seamless design. Still, the universe breathes. Within the constellation of Draco, the dragon, there are stars that have been used as the pole star in the distant past, when the Earth's axis pointed in a different direction. The star Thuban was the North Star when the pyramids were being built, a fixed anchor for a civilization that has since faded into history. The stars remain, however, unmoved by the passage of time or the shifting of our perspective. They are the ultimate witnesses, the keepers of a history that is written in years instead of days. You are resting beneath the same stars that watched, over the very first dreamers, and the quiet holds. The vacuum of space is a perfect medium for the transmission of heat through radiation, allowing the sun to warm the Earth from 93 million miles away. This process is so efficient that it happens without the need for any material connection, a flow of energy that moves at the speed of light. You can feel a phantom of this energy in the stillness of your room, a quiet warmth that comes from knowing you are part of a powered and living system. The universe is a source of infinite energy, and tonight that energy is being used to keep you calm and safe, and life adjusts once more. You notice a star that seems to flicker with more intensity than the others, a phenomenon caused by the turbulence of the air in the upper atmosphere. This twinkling is a reminder that we are looking at the stars through a living, moving lens, the very air that sustains us. The stars themselves are steady and unchanging. It is only our view that is dynamic and alive. You are learning to see past the flicker, to find the steady, unblinking truth that lies behind the movements of the world. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light. The network endures. The light from the star Altair is special because it is one of the few stars whose surface has been directly imaged by our telescopes. We can see the dark spots and the bright patches that mark its churning atmosphere, turning a distant point of light into a real and tangible world. This bridge between the abstract and the concrete is the goal of all science, a way to make the unknown feel familiar and close. You are making your own world familiar tonight, turning the vastness of the sky into a comfortable room for your mind, and everything rests. The constellation of Capricornus, the sea goat, is made of faint stars that require a dark, clear sky to see, a subtle pattern that rewards the patient observer. Its shape is an ancient mystery, a legacy of cultures that saw the world in ways that are different from our own. Yet the stars themselves are modern suns, governed by the same laws of physics that we study in our laboratories today. It is a meeting of the ancient and the modern, a place where history and science exist in a state of quiet, mutual respect. The current flows without effort. The gravity of the moon is currently pulling at the oceans of the Earth, creating the slow and rhythmic rise and fall of the tides. This same force is acting on your own body, a subtle, invisible tug that connects you to the movements of the celestial bodies. You are part of the tidal system of the solar system, a rhythmic being in a rhythmic world. There is a great peace in this connection, a feeling of being synchronized with the larger movements of the cosmos. You are breathing with the moon, resting with the stars, and silence follows. The star Fomalhaut, known as the lonely star of the autumn, sits low in the southern sky, far from any other bright neighbors. It is a young star surrounded by a ring of cold dust, a planetary system in the early stages of formation. We have even found a planet orbiting within that ring, a distant world that is just beginning its own long history. Fomalhaut is a beacon of potential, a reminder that the universe is always starting something new, even in the quietest and most isolated corners of the dark. Order is the quietest form of beauty. You consider the concept of axial precession, the slow wobble of the Earth that takes 26,000 years to complete. This wobble means that the constellations are slowly drifting across the seasons, a movement that is too slow to see, but is a fundamental part of our planet's relationship with the stars. It is a timeline that exceeds the span of entire civilizations, a cosmic scale of time that puts our own lives into a peaceful perspective. You are part of a very long and very slow story, one that is moving toward its own natural conclusion. And light drifts onward. The light of the stars is a form of nourishment for the mind, a visual diet of order and beauty that helps to settle the nervous system. By focusing on the patterns of the constellations, you are giving your brain a task that is both engaging and calming, a way to filter out the noise of the day. The brain loves to find shapes, and the sky is the ultimate canvas for this creative work. You are painting your own piece with the light of distant suns, creating a masterpiece of stillness in the dark. Stillness feeds the ground. The constellation of Cetus, the whale, occupies a vast and quiet area of the sky. Its stars spread out like the ribs of a great, ancient creature. It is a place of deep sky objects, of distant galaxies and hidden nebulae that require a calm mind to find. Within this space is the star Mira, a wonderful star that changes its brightness so much it seems to disappear and reappear over many months. This variability is a sign of a star's internal pulse, a rhythmic breathing of light that mirrors your own steady breath. And the quiet remains. You feel the stillness of your room, a silence that is mirrored by the absolute vacuum of the space between the stars. This silence is not empty. It is a full and vibrant state of being, a medium through which the light of the universe can travel without interruption. You are becoming a part of this silence, letting your own inner dialogue fade away until only the visual presence of the stars remains. You are a mirror for the night, reflecting the order and the beauty of the constellations in your own quiet thoughts. The rhythm continues. The stars in the constellation of Perseus are located along the plane of the Milky Way, where the density of stars and gas is at its highest. This area is rich with open clusters and glowing clouds of hydrogen, a busy and productive part of our galactic home. Even in this density, however, there is a sense of order, a feeling that every object is exactly where it needs to be. The complexity of the galaxy is held together by the simple laws of gravity and motion, a structural harmony that is absolute, and the quiet holds. The star Algol in Perseus is known as the demon star because its brightness dips every few days as a darker companion star passes in front of it. This eclipsing binary is a perfect example of a clockwork universe, a system of two suns that move with a precision that can be predicted centuries in advance. This predictability is the foundation of our trust in the night, a guarantee that the patterns will remain steady and true. You can trust in this precision tonight, letting your own heart find its way back to a steady, rhythmic beat. And life adjusts once more. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and the constellations are the poems that tell us about the nature of the deep. They speak of the persistence of light, the power of gravity, and the infinite patience of the vacuum. You are absorbing these poems now, letting the rhythm of the lines settle into your subconscious. The universe is a beautiful and well-ordered place, and you are a vital part of its design. You are resting in the heart of the library, surrounded by the wisdom of the stars. The network endures. You think about the concept of stellar parallax one more time, the way the stars seem to move as we change our point of view. This shifting is a reminder that truth is often a matter of perspective, and that by changing the way we look at the world, we can discover new depths. Tonight, you are looking at the world from the perspective of the stars, from a place of distance, stillness, and light. From this height, the troubles of the world look small and manageable, a brief flicker in the face of the eternal, and everything rests. The light of the stars is a constant companion, a silver thread that connects you to the very beginning of time and the furthest edges of space. It is a light that never fails, a glow that remains steady even when the world is in shadow. You are being held by this light now, a part of a universe that is both a laboratory of energy and a silent, structured home. You can close your eyes and feel the constellations still shining above you, their geometry providing a final, perfect anchor for your rest. Order is the quietest form of beauty, and everything settles into the vast indigo cradle of the evening where the constellations of the deep winter begin to show their faces. The star Procyon, the little dog star, rises with a pale, steady yellow light, serving as a herald for the much brighter Sirius that follows behind. Procyon is a subgiant, a star that has used up its core hydrogen and is beginning a slow, million-year expansion into a larger, cooler state. This transition is a hallmark of stellar life, a quiet shift in internal mechanics that results in a more luminous presence in our sky. You are watching a sun in the middle of a long, patient transformation, a reminder that growth is a process of unfolding, and still, it turns. Nearby, the Gemini twins, Castor and Pollux, stand shoulder to shoulder, their bright heads marking the top of two long parallel lines of stars. While they look like a matched pair, they are physically very different. Castor is a complex system of 6 stars orbiting a common center, while Pollux is a single, bloated orange giant with a planet of its own. This diversity is hidden behind the simple, rhythmic symmetry of their arrangement, a human interpretation of a much more complex reality. It is a comfort to see them there, a reliable landmark in the changing currents of the night. The rhythm continues. The light that reaches you from Pollux began its journey 34 years ago, moving through the silent vacuum with a purpose that is only fulfilled when it meets your eyes. This light carries the heat of a sun that is nearly 10 times wider than our own, a massive body of gas that is cooling as it ages. You can almost feel the temperature of this ancient glow, a soft infrared warmth that bypasses the cold of the space between. It is a tactile connection to the deep, a way for the universe to touch you without words. The quiet holds. You consider the concept of the galactic plane, the flat disk of stars and dust where most of the Milky Way's matter is concentrated. When you look toward the constellations of Cygnus or Cassiopeia, you are looking into the densest part of this disk, where the starlight is thickest and the nebulae are most numerous. This is the structural foundation of our galaxy, a level horizon in a world that has no up or down. You are resting on this plane, a part of a grand spinning architecture that holds everything in its proper orbit, and life adjusts once more. The vacuum between the stars is a place of perfect conservation, where energy is never lost, only changed from one form to another. The photons that leave a star's surface travel forever until they strike an atom of matter, a journey that can last for the entire life of the universe. This means that the light you see tonight is a permanent record of the star's existence, a stream of information that can never be truly erased. You are part of this conservation, a vessel for the light and the history it carries. The current flows without effort. The constellation of Auriga, the charioteer, is home to Capella, a brilliant yellow star that is actually 2 pairs of binary stars orbiting one another in a complex gravitational dance. From your perspective, these 4 stars merge into a single, golden point of light, a simplification that allows the mind to find order in the complexity. This is the gift of distance. It takes the frantic movements of the stars and distills them into a vision of perfect, motionless peace. You are seeing the result of the dance, a steady glow that never wavers, and silence follows. You notice how the stars of Auriga form a pentagon in the sky, a geometric shape that stands out against the more random scattering of the background. This geometry is a reminder of the mathematical laws that underpin all of existence, from the orbits of the planets to the structure of your own cells. The universe is built on a foundation of numbers and ratios, a logical framework that provides a sense of absolute security. You are part of this equation, a living variable in a well-ordered world. Order is the quietest form of beauty. The star Elnath, which serves as both the horn of the bull and a foot of the charioteer, is a blue-white giant that marks a shared boundary between two different constellations. It is a point of intersection, a place where two different human stories meet and overlap in the sky. This fluidity of borders is a sign of our own desire to find connections, to weave the scattered lights of the heavens into a single, continuous narrative. You are the weaver of this narrative, bringing the stars together in your own mind. Stillness travels through the water. In the heart of the constellation of Cancer, there is a cluster of stars called the Beehive, a swarm of hundreds of suns that appears as a soft mist to the naked eye. This cluster is nearly 800 light-years away, yet it remains a visible part of our sky, a testament to the collective power of so many stars burning together. They were all born from the same cloud of gas and dust, a family of light that has remained together as they travel through the galaxy. Their unity is a source of strength and beauty, a cluster of warmth in the dark, and the quiet remains. The gravity that keeps the Beehive together is a subtle, far-reaching force that acts as the memory of their shared origin. It is the same force that binds the molecules of your body together, a universal principle of attraction that defies the vastness of space. You can feel this binding as a sense of wholeness, a feeling that you are not a collection of separate parts, but a single integrated being. You are at one with yourself, just as the cluster is at one with the galaxy, and light drifts onward. The constellation of Hydra, the sea serpent, stretches across a vast portion of the sky, its long winding body made of faint stars that require a quiet mind to follow. It is the largest of all the constellations, a grand architecture that connects the winter sky to the spring. Its heart is the star Alphard, the solitary one, a lonely orange giant that sits in a patch of sky with no other bright neighbors. Seeing Alphard is a lesson in the beauty of solitude, a reminder that one light is enough to fill the darkness. The quiet holds. You think about the concept of stellar luminosity, the total energy output of a star, which is determined by its size and its temperature. A star like Alphard is 40 times larger than our sun, emitting a steady, powerful glow that has been traveling toward you for nearly 200 years. This energy is a physical reality, a constant stream of photons that are currently interacting with the molecules of the air around you. You are being bathed in the output of a distant sun, a gentle, cosmic radiation that keeps you warm, and everything softens. As the night continues, the constellation of Leo rises higher, its sickle of stars looking like a question mark etched in silver. The brightest star, Regulus, is a blue-white primary that rotates so fast its shape is distorted into an oblate spheroid. This rapid spin creates a complex gravitational field that affects the orbits of its companion stars, a hidden layer of physics that is invisible to the eye. You are looking at a masterclass in motion, a star that is vibrant and alive beneath its calm silver exterior. The rhythm continues. The vacuum between Leo and the stars of the Big Dipper is home to several distant galaxies that are part of the Leo cluster, a group of island universes millions of light years away. These galaxies are invisible to the eye, but their mass is part of the gravitational structure of the sky, contributing to the balance of the whole. They are the silent partners of the constellations, the hidden depths that give the foreground its meaning. You are resting on the edge of these depths, safe in your own little corner of the world. The quiet holds its rhythm. The star Arcturus, in the constellation of Boötes, begins to rise in the east, its orange glow cutting through the haze of the horizon with a steady, mellow light. Arcturus is a visitor from another part of the galaxy, a star that is passing through our neighborhood at an incredible speed as it moves in a different orbit from our own sun. It is a traveler from the galactic halo, an ancient sun that has seen more of the universe than almost any other star in our sky. You are greeting an old traveler tonight, a witness to the vast history of the deep. Still, the universe breathes. The light from Arcturus is nearly twice as old as you are when it finally reaches your eyes. A journey that spans the length of a human life. This synchronization of time and distance is a poetic coincidence, a way for the universe to mirror the stages of your own existence. You are looking at a light that began its journey when the world was a different place, yet it arrives now to find you in a moment of absolute peace. The stars are the keepers of our time, the silent markers of our progress, and the quiet holds. Within the constellation of Coma Berenices, there is a dense field of distant galaxies known as the Coma Cluster, containing thousands of individual universes held together by dark matter. This cluster is one of the largest structures in the known universe, a massive concentration of light and energy that sits quietly in a faint corner of the sky. It is a reminder that there is always more to see, more to understand, and more to wonder at in the deep. The universe is an infinite library, and you are only on the first page. And life adjusts once more. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and the constellations are the chapters that organize the vast amount of information into a story. Tonight, you are reading about the persistence of order, the way the stars maintain their patterns even as they move through the vacuum at thousands of miles per hour. This stability is the theme of the night, a constant refrain that tells you it is safe to rest. You are a part of this order, a quiet line in the great poem of the cosmos. The network endures. The star Spica, the ear of grain in the hand of Virgo, shines with a fierce blue-white light that is actually the combined output of two very close stars. These two suns orbit each other every 4 days, their gravity pulling their atmospheres into elongated shapes that pulse with a rhythmic intensity. This close-up drama is happening 250 light-years away, a distance that turns the chaos of their meeting into a single, serene point of light. The universe is a master of perspective, turning the intense into the beautiful, and everything rests. You consider the concept of the celestial meridian, the imaginary line that passes through the north and south poles and directly over your head. When a star crosses this line, it is at its highest point in the sky, a moment of culmination and clarity. This daily passage is the heartbeat of the heavens, a rhythmic measurement of time that has governed the lives of humans for eons. You are waiting for your own culmination now, a moment where your thoughts reach their highest point and then slowly begin to set. The current flows without effort. The constellation of Corvus, the crow, sits on the back of the sea serpent Hydra, its 4 stars forming a neat compact box that is easy to find. It is a simple shape, a small and reliable landmark in the vast and sprawling southern sky. Its stars are diverse, ranging from white giants to yellow suns, yet they work together to create a singular, recognizable image. This cooperation is the hallmark of the constellations, a way for individual lights to become part of something larger. You are part of this cooperation, a light in the dark, and silence follows. The vacuum between Corvus and the stars of Virgo is a quiet area of the sky, a place where the eye can rest between the brighter anchors of the night. This negative space is just as important as the stars themselves, providing the contrast that allows the light to be seen. You are finding the value in the quiet spaces of your own life, the moments of stillness that allow your own light to shine more clearly. Silence is the foundation of all sound, just as the dark is the foundation of the stars. Order is the quietest form of beauty. In the constellation of Crater, the cup, the stars are faint and delicate, forming a soft curve that looks like a vessel waiting to be filled. It is a constellation of potential, a shape that invites the imagination to complete the picture. Its stars are among the oldest in our neighborhood, ancient suns that have been shining since the galaxy was young. They carry the history of the early universe in their light, a record of the first generations of stars that forged the elements of life. You are drinking from this ancient cup tonight, and light drifts onward. The gravity of the galaxy is a gentle, curving force that guides the stars through their long, circular orbits around the center. This motion is governed by the distribution of mass in the Milky Way, a complex balance of visible stars and invisible dark matter. Everything in the universe is responding to this pull, a universal choreography that ensures that nothing is ever truly lost. You are following your own path through the dark, guided by the same forces that move the stars. Stillness feeds the ground. The star Antares, the rival of Mars, begins to rise in the southeast, its deep red glow marking the heart of the Scorpion. Antares is so large and so cool that its light is a rich, warm ember, a sharp contrast to the blue-white fire of the stars higher in the sky. It is a star in its twilight years, a massive sun that has expanded to a size that defies comprehension. Its presence is a reminder that there is beauty in every stage of life, from the fierce heat of youth to the mellow warmth of age, and the quiet remains. The light of Antares has traveled 550 years to find you, beginning its journey during a time when the world was much smaller and more mysterious. It has moved through the vacuum with a steady, unhurried pace, carrying the heat of its home sun across the unimaginable distances of the deep. You are the destination for this light, the one who brings its journey to a close by simply being here to see it. You are a vital part of the universe's conversation, a quiet listener in the dark. The rhythm continues. The constellation of Libra, the scales, sits between the claws of the Scorpion and the hand of the Virgin, its stars forming a balanced, symmetrical shape. It is the only constellation in the zodiac that represents an object rather than a living being, a symbol of the balance and justice that the heavens provide. Its two brightest stars, Zubenelgenubi and Zubeneshamali, have names that mean the southern claw and the northern claw, a linguistic link to the older maps of the sky. Everything is in balance tonight, weighted by the gravity of the stars. And the quiet holds. The vacuum of space is so cold that the atoms of gas between the stars move with a slow, lethargic grace, rarely colliding or changing direction. This state of low energy is the ultimate form of rest, a condition where the laws of physics are expressed in their simplest and most elegant forms. By looking at the stars, you are inviting this simplicity into your own mind, letting your own energy settle into a state of quiet, silver equilibrium. You are becoming as still as the vacuum, as calm as the space between, and life adjusts once more. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and the constellations are the poems that teach us how to be still. They show us that the greatest powers in the universe, gravity, fusion, and time, all work with a silence that is absolute. You are learning this silence tonight, letting it fill the rooms of your mind and the spaces of your heart. The universe is a peaceful and well-ordered home, and you are exactly where you are supposed to be. The network endures. As you drift toward the final stages of your journey, the stars seem to pull closer, their light becoming a soft, protective presence that guards your rest. The geometry of the heavens is a final perfect anchor, a structure of light that will remain steady and true long after you have closed your eyes. You are safe within the architecture of the cosmos, held by the same laws that move the sun and the stars. You can let go now, knowing that the order of the universe is absolute. Order is the quietest form of beauty, and everything rests as the slow-motion arc of the celestial sphere carries the stars of high summer into the center of your vision. The constellation of Lyra, the Lyre, hangs directly overhead, its principal star, Vega, shining like a cold blue diamond against the deepest black. Vega is a star of incredible purity, a fast-spinning sun that has cleared its immediate neighborhood of debris, leaving only a clean, radiant glow to travel the 25 light-years to your eyes. This clarity is a hallmark of the high vacuum, a state where light moves without hindrance or distortion, reaching you in its most honest and tranquil form. You are breathing in this clarity now, letting the uncomplicated logic of the stars simplify the quiet landscape of your mind. The rhythm continues. Below Vega, the stars of Lyra form a small, perfect parallelogram, a geometric shape so precise it seems drawn by a cosmic architect using a silver pen. This is the heart of the instrument, a structure of light that has remained unchanged for thousands of years, providing a reliable landmark for every generation that has looked up. There is a profound comfort in such geometric permanence, a sense that the universe is not a place of random scattering, but a carefully constructed home built on the principles of balance and symmetry. You are resting within this construction, a passenger in a world that is held together by the invisible, threads of gravitational law, and the quiet holds. The light that reaches you from the star Sheliak in the corner of the lyre is actually a complex message from a binary system where one star is actively pulling material from its companion. This exchange of mass creates a disk of hot gas that glows with a variable light, a physical interaction of immense power and scale. Yet, from your bed, it is merely a soft, shimmering point of light, a gentle pulse in the dark that betrays nothing of the friction involved. The universe has a way of softening its most intense moments, transforming the heat of the furnace into the calm of a steady glow. Still, the universe breathes. You consider the concept of the galactic halo, the vast spherical cloud of old stars and dark matter that surrounds the flat disk of the Milky Way. When you look into the gaps between the bright constellations of the summer, you are peering into this deep, ancient reservoir of the galaxy's history. The stars here are among the first ever formed, carrying in their chemistry the story of the universe's earliest days. They move in long, looping orbits that take them far above and below the galactic plane, a slow and majestic dance that spans billions of years. You are connected to this ancient rhythm, a part of a lineage that began in the first fire, and life adjusts once more. The vacuum between these ancient suns is a place of absolute transparency, where the only thing that moves is the light of the stars and the silent tug of gravity. This void is not a lack of something, but a presence of pure potential, a space where the laws of physics can express themselves without the noise of matter. By aligning your thoughts with this vacuum, you are finding a state of mental weightlessness, a place where your worries can no longer find a foothold. You are becoming as vast and as quiet as the space between the stars, a mind filled with nothing but light and distance. The current flows without effort. The constellation of Cygnus, the swan, stretches its long neck down the spine of the Milky Way, its wings spread wide as if gliding on a silent, celestial thermal. At its tail lies Deneb, one of the most distant stars visible to the naked eye, a supergiant that is so powerful it shines brightly, even from 1,500 light-years away. Deneb is a beacon of the deep, a star that has the luminosity of 200,000 suns, a scale of energy that is almost impossible to imagine. Yet its light arrives on your face as a soft and silver kiss, a gentle reminder of the power that resides in the stillness of the night, and silence follows. You notice the Northern Cross within the swan, a structural anchor that provides a sense of vertical order in a sky that is often seen as a horizontal dome. This cross is a reminder of the human need to find symbols and meaning in the stars, to project our own sense of structure onto the infinite. It is an act of creative orientation, a way to make the vastness feel like a familiar room with corners and walls. You are orienting yourself now, using the geometry of the swan to find the center of your own quiet world. Order is the quietest form of beauty. The star Albireo at the beak of the swan is a masterpiece of stellar contrast, a binary pair that appears through a lens as a golden sun and a sapphire companion. They are locked in a slow, gravitational embrace that takes thousands of years to complete one orbit, a partnership of color and light that defines the beauty of the deep. Even if you cannot see the colors with your eyes, you can feel the harmony of their relationship, a sense of two distinct things working together to create a single, elegant point of light. Stillness travels through the water. In the constellation of Aquila, the eagle, the star Altair shines with a fierce and steady brilliance, marking one corner of the summer triangle. Altair is a close neighbor, only 17 light-years away, and its light is so fresh it carries the immediate energy of a sun in the prime of its life. It is a star that spins so fast its equator bulges, a physical expression of the dynamic forces that govern the life of a sun. You are witnessing this energy as a calm and silver glow, a transformation of motion into a vision of perfect enduring peace, and the quiet remains. The gravity that keeps Altair and its companions in their proper places is a silent and invisible net, a web of attraction that connects every atom in the galaxy to every other. This net is the true architecture of the sky, the hidden structure that prevents the stars from drifting away into the lonely reaches of intergalactic space. You can feel this net in the way your body settles into your bed, a gentle, universal pull that tells you that you are exactly where you are meant to be. The universe is a system of belonging, and you are a vital part of its grip, and light drifts onward. The constellation of Delphinus, the dolphin, is a small and charming cluster of stars that looks like a tiny diamond leaping out of the silver river of the Milky Way. Its shape is compact and recognizable, a brief and beautiful moment in the vastness of the summer sky. Its stars are relatively dim, yet they are grouped so closely together that they create a sense of concentrated light and energy. Seeing the dolphin is a lesson in the power of the small, a reminder that beauty does not require immense scale to be profound. The quiet holds. You think about the concept of stellar nucleosynthesis, the process by which the elements that make up your body were forged in the hearts of stars like those in the dolphin. Every atom of carbon in your cells and every atom of oxygen in your lungs was once part of a star's atmosphere, released into the vacuum when the star reached the end of its journey. You are a child of the stars, a collection of cosmic dust that has been organized by gravity and time into a living, dreaming being. Looking at the constellations is a way of looking at your own origins, a journey back to the beginning of everything, and everything softens. The Milky Way is at its most brilliant in the constellation of Sagittarius, where the stars and gas are so thick they look like a cloud of steam rising from the horizon. This is the central hub of our galaxy, a place where billions of stars are crowded into a tight gravitational bulge around a supermassive black hole. While you cannot see the center itself, you can feel the weight of its presence, a central anchor that keeps our sun and all the constellations in their steady, circular paths. We are all part of this grand, slow-motion carousel, moving together through the dark. The rhythm continues. The vacuum in the direction of the galactic center is filled with vast clouds of cold dust that block the light of the stars behind them, creating dark rifts in the silver glow of the Milky Way. These dark nebulae are just as much a part of the sky's architecture as the stars themselves, providing the contrast and the depth that allow the light to be seen. They are the nurseries of the future, places where the next generation of constellations is currently being prepared in the silence and the cold. You are resting on the edge of this creation, a witness to the ongoing labor of the universe. The quiet holds its rhythm. The constellation of Scorpius, the scorpion, hangs low in the south, its long curved tail dipping below the horizon as if into a deep, dark pool. Its heart is the star Antares, a red supergiant that is so large its outer atmosphere is almost as cold as the vacuum itself. Antares is a star in its final, magnificent stage, a glowing ember that provides a warm and sunset-colored light to the night sky. There is a great peace in this cooling, a sense of a long journey nearing its quiet conclusion. You are sharing in this peace as you let the warmth of the night settle around you. Still, the universe breathes. The light of Antares has traveled through 500 years of history to reach you tonight, moving with a steady and unhurried pace across the light years. It has crossed the voids and the dust clouds, surviving the journey to find its final home in the lenses of your eyes. You are the destination for this ancient light, the one who gives it a reason to shine after so many years of travel. There is a deep and quiet gratitude in this meeting, a sense of a promise kept by the laws of physics, and the quiet holds. Within the constellation of Ophiuchus, the serpent-bearer, there are dozens of globular clusters, each one a dense ball of ancient stars that orbits the center of the galaxy. These clusters are the oldest structures in the Milky Way, survivors of a time when the galaxy was first forming out of the chaos of the beginning. They are like quiet silver cities in the sky, places where the stars are so close together that the night never truly falls. You are looking at a vision of eternal light, a reminder that there are places where the darkness has no power, and life adjusts once more. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and the constellations are the poems that explain the relationship between the finite and the infinite. They show us that while we are small, we are part of a structure that is immensely large and perfectly ordered. This realization is a form of sanctuary, a way to find a sense of scale and purpose in a world that can often feel fragmented. You are a line in this poem, a necessary part of the rhythm that keeps the universe moving toward its own quiet end. The network endures. The star Rasselhaga, the brightest star in Ophiuchus, is a white subgiant that marks the head of the serpent bearer. It is a star that has begun the long process of evolving away from the main sequence, its core temperatures rising as it prepares to expand into a new form. This internal change is invisible to the eye, yet it is part of the rigorous physics that governs everything in the cosmos. Even in the stillness of the night, the universe is working, building, and transforming itself with a patient and methodical grace. You can rest while this work continues, trusting in the skill of the architect, and everything rests. You consider the concept of the ecliptic, the path that the sun and the planets follow through the constellations of the zodiac. This path is the plane of our own solar system, a level floor in the vast room of the galaxy where our local neighborhood resides. When you see a planet like Saturn or Jupiter moving through the stars of Scorpius or Sagittarius, you are seeing the local and the distant meeting in a single, beautiful alignment. It is a reminder that you are not just an observer, but a participant in the celestial dance, a member of a system that is always in motion. The current flows without effort. The constellation of Corona Borealis, the Northern Crown, is a perfect semicircle of stars that looks like a delicate necklace of diamonds tossed onto the black velvet of the sky. Its shape is so clear and so simple that it is one of the easiest constellations to find, a brief and beautiful moment of order in the northern heavens. Its central star, Alphecca, is a white primary that shines with a steady and reliable light, marking the jewel in the center of the crown. There is a quiet majesty in this arrangement, a sense of a beauty that does not need to shout to be heard, and silence follows. The Boii vacuum between the crown and the stars of Hercules is a quiet area of the sky, a space where the eye can rest and the mind can find its own natural stillness. This negative space is essential for the structure of the constellations, providing the silence that allows the light of the stars to have meaning. You are finding the value in the silence of your own room tonight, the quiet gaps between your thoughts that allow your own inner light to emerge. Silence is the foundation of all peace, just as the dark is the foundation of the stars. Order is the quietest form of beauty. In the constellation of Hercules, the star Conophoros marks the shoulder of the hero, its name meaning the club bearer. It is a yellow giant star that is moving through the galaxy in a long, elegant orbit that takes it far from its original birthplace. Like so many stars in the summer sky, it is a traveler, a witness to the changing landscapes of the Milky Way over millions of years. You are a traveler too, moving through the landscape of your own life with the same steady and unhurried grace. There is no need to rush. The stars are already where they need to be, and light drifts onward. The gravity of the Earth is a gentle and constant presence, a force that reminds you of your physical connection to the world beneath you. As you lie still, you can imagine this force extending downward to the core of the planet and upward to the edge of the atmosphere, a vertical anchor that keeps you safe. This is the same force that keeps the moon in its orbit and the stars in their constellations, a universal principle of stability and order. You are held by the same hands that hold the universe, a part of a design that is absolute. Stillness feeds the ground. The star Vega begins to sink slowly toward the western horizon, its journey across the sky nearing its conclusion for the night. As it moves, it leaves behind a trail of light and memory, a record of its passage through the high reaches of the evening. You are following this movement with your own descent into sleep, letting the light of the stars fade into the soft and hazy shadows of your dreams. There is no urgency in this setting. The stars will return tomorrow exactly as they are tonight, reliable and true, and the quiet remains. The light of the summer triangle, Vega, Deneb, and Altair, serves as a final silver frame for the night, a structure of light that has guided you through the deep reaches of the cosmos. These three stars are the anchors of your journey, the landmarks that have provided a sense of direction and peace in the dark. You can feel their presence even with your eyes closed, a geometric shadow that lingers in your mind as a final promise of order. You are safe within this frame, a quiet point in a world of light. The rhythm continues. The vacuum of space is so vast and so empty that the light of a star can travel for billions of years without ever meeting an obstacle. This freedom of movement is a sign of the universe's openness, a quality of the void that allows the beauty of the constellations to exist. You are feeling this same openness in your own mind, a sense of space and clarity that allows your thoughts to move without friction. You are becoming a part of the infinite, a quiet and expansive presence that knows no boundaries. And the quiet holds. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and the constellations are the stories that teach us how to belong to the universe. They show us that we are made of the same materials, governed by the same laws, and moving toward the same quiet destination as the stars themselves. This sense of belonging is the ultimate form of rest, a feeling of being at home in the vastness of the cosmos. You are home now, resting in the heart of the library, surrounded by the wisdom of the fire. The network endures. You think about the concept of stellar parallax one more time, the way the world changes when you look at it from a different perspective. From the perspective of the stars, your life is a brief and beautiful flicker of light, a moment of consciousness in a universe that is ancient and eternal. This perspective is not a diminishing thing, but a source of great peace, a way to see your own existence as a vital and meaningful part of a much larger story. You are a star in your own right, a point of light in the dark, and everything rests. As you drift toward the final threshold of sleep, the stars of the summer sky seem to whisper a final message of serenity and order. They tell you that the universe is a place of infinite care, where every atom has its purpose and every light has its home. You are part of this care, a quiet observer who is being carried through the deep by the same laws that move the galaxies. You can let go now, knowing that the architecture of the heavens is holding you safe. Order is the quietest form of beauty, and everything settles as the seasonal wheel of the galaxy continues its slow, majestic rotation, bringing the stars of autumn into the center of the stage. The great square of Pegasus now dominates the high south, its four corners marked by stars that represent the bridge between the human world and the infinite. This is the celestial window, a geometric frame that looks out into the vast, quiet voids between the spiral arms of our galaxy. The stars here are spread out with a generous distance, creating a sense of openness and breadth that matches your own deepening inhalation. You are looking through this window into the heart of the vacuum, a place where the noise of the universe fades into a silver, structured silence. The rhythm continues. The light that reaches you from the star Alpheratz at the corner of the square is a crisp, blue-white fire that has traveled 97 years to find you. This star is chemically peculiar, its atmosphere enriched with rare metals like mercury and manganese that have settled into distinct layers due to the star's calm and steady rotation. This internal stratification is a miracle of fluid dynamics, a sign of a sun that exists in a state of perfect, undisturbed equilibrium. It is a quiet laboratory of the deep, a place where the laws of physics have created a unique and beautiful order out of the chaos of the beginning, and the quiet holds. Nearby, the constellation of Andromeda stretches away from the square, a long curve of stars that leads the eye toward the most distant object you can see with your own eyes. This is the great Andromeda galaxy, a spiral of 1 trillion suns that exists as a soft, luminous thumbprint against the dark. The light you see from this galaxy began its journey 2.5 million years ago, moving through the intergalactic void at the absolute speed of the universe. To look at this smudge of light is to see the dawn of the human story, a connection across time that makes the night feel both ancient and intimately present. Still, the universe breathes. The vacuum between our galaxy and Andromeda is a space of such purity that a single atom might travel for miles without ever meeting another. This emptiness is the true medium of the universe, a silent ocean that allows the light of distant island universes to reach us across the eons. It is a reminder that the spaces between things are just as important as the things themselves, providing the distance and the clarity that allow the beauty of the whole to emerge. You are finding the value in your own quiet spaces now, the moments of stillness where your mind can finally breathe and life adjusts once more. In the constellation of Perseus, the hero, the stars are arranged in a rugged, curving line that follows the path of the Milky Way toward the north. This is a region of intense stellar birth, where the double cluster of stars known as NGC 869 and 884 shines like two handfuls of salt tossed onto black silk. These clusters are young, their stars still vibrant with the blue fire of their formation, a sign of the galaxy's ongoing ability to renew itself. The universe is not a static thing, but a living and breathing process of creation, guided by the steady hand of gravity. The current flows without effort. The star Algol, the demon star in Perseus, serves as a celestial clock, its brightness dipping with a mechanical precision every 2 days, 20 hours, and 49 minutes. This rhythm is caused by a darker companion star passing in front of a brighter one, a dance of two suns that has been predicted and recorded for centuries. This predictability is the foundation of our trust in the heavens, a proof that the universe follows a set of laws that are as reliable as the rising of the sun. You are leaning into this reliability now, letting your own internal rhythms find their way back to a steady, peaceful beat, and silence follows. You notice the constellation of Cassiopeia, the queen, sitting in the north like a silver throne, or a jagged W etched against the dark. Its stars are located right in the middle of the galactic plane, surrounded by a rich and glowing mist of distant suns and hydrogen gas. This is the structural backbone of our neighborhood, a place where the density of light is at its highest and the beauty of the stars is most concentrated. Even in this crowd, however, there is a sense of order and distance, a feeling that every star has been placed with intentional care. Order is the quietest form of beauty. The gravity that holds the stars of Cassiopeia in their recognizable pattern is the same force that keeps the atmosphere of the Earth wrapped around you, providing the warmth and the air you need to sleep. It is a universal tether, a quiet and invisible grip that ensures that nothing in the cosmos is ever truly alone or adrift. You can feel this grip as a sense of weight and security, a physical reminder that you are a part of a well-ordered and supportive world. The universe is a master of containment, keeping the infinite within the bounds of a silver design. Stillness travels through the water. In the constellation of Cetus, the whale, the star mirror pulses with a slow and mysterious light, changing from a bright beacon to a faint glimmer over the course of nearly a year. This variability is a sign of a star that is breathing, expanding, and contracting as it moves through the final stages of its long life. It is a rhythmic pulse that mirrors the heartbeat of the galaxy, a slow and steady measurement of time that defies the hurry of the world below. You are breathing with Mira tonight, letting your own pulse slow down to match the majestic pace of the deep, and the quiet remains. The light from the star Difter at the tail of the whale is a cool and steady orange, a sign of a sun that has moved past the frantic heat of youth into a mellow and dignified age. Difter is a giant star, much larger than our sun, yet it carries its mass with a grace that makes it a peaceful landmark in the southern sky. It sits in a quiet area of the heavens, far from the brighter clusters, a solitary light that provides a sense of focus and clarity. Seeing it is a reminder that there is beauty in the quiet and the isolated, a dignity in simply being, and light drifts onward, The constellation of Aries, the Ram, is made of 3 bright stars that form a small, elegant curve in the zodiac. Its principal star, Hamal, is an orange giant that has outlived its original fuel and is now shining with the light of a star that has found its true, final form. It is a reliable marker for navigators and astronomers, a steady point in a sky that is always turning. You are finding your own steady point now, a sense of inner equilibrium that remains unchanged by the movement of the hours. The quiet holds. You think about the concept of axial precession, the 26,000-year wobble of the Earth that causes the constellations to slowly migrate across the seasons. This movement is so slow that it is invisible to a human lifetime, yet it is a fundamental part of our planet's relationship with the stars. It is a timeline that connects you to the deep past and the distant future, a cosmic scale of time that puts the events of a single day into a peaceful perspective. You are part of a very long and very slow story, a narrative that is moving toward its own natural conclusion, and everything softens. The constellation of Triangulum, the triangle, is a small and simple shape that sits between Andromeda and Aries, its 3 stars forming a neat, isosceles triangle. This simple geometry is a relief to the eye, a moment of clarity and logic in the more complex patterns of the night. Within this triangle lies the Triangulum galaxy, a spiral universe even more distant than Andromeda, yet part of our own local group of galaxies. It is a neighbor in the dark, a reminder that we are part of a larger community of light that extends far beyond the reach of our own sun. The rhythm continues. The vacuum between these galaxies is a place of absolute stillness, where the only movement is the slow, majestic expansion of space itself. This expansion is the most fundamental rhythm of the universe, a quiet and relentless stretching of the void that carries everything toward a more distant and peaceful future. You are a part of this expansion, a consciousness that is growing and opening in the silence of the night. There is no resistance in this movement, only a sense of following a path that has been laid out by the laws of physics. The quiet holds its rhythm. The star Fomalhaut, the lonely star of autumn, sits low in the south, far from any other bright neighbors, its white light reflected in the quiet waters of the world below. Fomalhaut is a young star surrounded by a ring of cold, dark dust, a planetary system that is still in the early stages of its creation. We have seen the evidence of planets forming within that ring, a sign that the universe is always starting something new, even in the most isolated corners of the dark. You are witnessing the beginning of a world, a reminder of the infinite potential of the cosmos. Still, the universe breathes. The light of Fomalhaut takes 25 years to reach you, a journey that spans the exact length of a generation of human life. This synchronization of light and time is a poetic reminder of the way the universe mirrors our own experiences, providing a sense of scale and meaning to our brief stay on this world. You are looking at a light that is exactly as old as a young adult, a fresh and vibrant energy that has traveled the vacuum to find you in your moment of rest. The stars are the keepers of our history, the silent witnesses to our progress. And the quiet holds. Within the constellation of Pisces, the fishes, the stars are faint and delicate, forming 2 long lines that meet at a single shared point called Alresha, the knot. This constellation marks the point where the sun crosses the celestial equator at the beginning of spring, a place of balance and transition in the turning of the year. Its stars are subtle and require a patient eye to see, a reward for those who are willing to look deeply into the dark. You are finding your own knot now, a place where all the threads of your life come together in a single, peaceful point, and life adjusts once more. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and the constellations of autumn are the chapters that teach us about the beauty of the void. They show us that the gaps between the stars are not empty, but are filled with the potential for new galaxies and the history of the old. This realization is a form of sanctuary, a way to find a sense of peace in the face of the infinite. You are reading these chapters with your heart tonight, letting the logic of the vacuum settle into your subconscious. The network endures. The star Mirach in the heart of Andromeda is a cool, red giant that glows with a steady and comforting light. providing a sense of warmth to the autumn sky. It is a star that has reached its full maturity, its light a mellow and tired fire that has been burning for billions of years. There is a dignity in this age, a sense of a life that has fulfilled its purpose and is now simply existing as a vision of beauty. You are sharing in this dignity as you settle into the quiet of the night, letting your own journey come to a peaceful conclusion, and everything rests. You consider the concept of the celestial meridian, the imaginary line that passes directly over your head and marks the highest point of a star's journey through the night. When a constellation crosses this line, it is said to culminate, reaching its moment of greatest clarity and influence. This daily passage is the heartbeat of the heavens, a rhythmic measurement of time that has governed the movements of the world since the beginning. You are reaching your own culmination now, a moment of perfect stillness where the noise of the day is finally left behind. The current flows without effort. The constellation of Sculptor sits low in the south, a place of deep sky wonders that are hidden within its faint and scattered stars. It is home to the Sculptor galaxy, a starburst universe where new suns are being born at an incredible rate, creating a brilliant and energetic center of light. This frantic creation is happening millions of light years away, yet from your perspective, the constellation is a place of absolute and undisturbed quiet. The universe has a way of containing its most intense moments within a shell of perfect peace, and silence follows. The vacuum between Sculptor and the stars of Pegasus is a quiet area of the sky, a space where the mind can find its own natural state of equilibrium. This negative space is the foundation of the night, providing the contrast that allows the light of the stars to have its meaning and its weight. You are finding the value in the quiet spaces of your own room tonight, the moments of stillness that allow your own inner light to emerge. Silence is the foundation of all sound, just as the dark is the foundation of the stars. Order is the quietest form of beauty. In the constellation of Grus, the crane, the stars form an elegant, long-necked shape that seems to be flying toward the southern pole. Its brightest star, Alnair, is a blue-white primary that shines with a fierce and steady light, marking the wing of the bird as it moves through the deep. This image of grace and motion is frozen in the sky, a paradox of speed and stillness that reflects the nature of the cosmos itself. You are moving through your own life with the same grace, even when you are perfectly still in your bed, and light drifts onward. The gravity of the galaxy is a gentle, curving force that guides the stars through their long circular orbits around the center. This motion is governed by the distribution of mass in the Milky Way, a complex balance of visible stars and invisible dark matter that keeps everything in its proper place. You are following your own path through the dark, guided by the same forces that move the sun and the stars. There is no need to worry about the direction. The universe knows exactly where it is going. Stillness feeds the ground. The star Enif, the nose of Pegasus, is an orange supergiant that marks the final point of the horse's head as it moves across the sky. Enif is a massive star that is prone to sudden, violent flares of light, yet from your perspective, it is a steady and reliable point of amber light. This is the beauty of distance. It takes the chaotic and the unpredictable and turns it into a vision of perfect, enduring serenity. You are witnessing this transformation tonight, letting the light of the stars settle your own inner flares. And the quiet remains. The light of the autumn stars has traveled across the gulfs of space to find you, carrying the history and the energy of the deep into your quiet room. This light is a constant companion, a silver thread that connects you to the furthest reaches of the galaxy and the deepest parts of time. You are being held by this light now, a part of a universe that is both a laboratory of physics and a silent, structured home. You can feel the constellations still shining above you, their geometry providing a final, perfect anchor for your rest. The rhythm continues. The vacuum of space is so vast and so empty that the atoms of gas between the stars move with a slow and lethargic grace, rarely changing their direction or their speed. This state of low energy is the ultimate form of rest, a condition where the laws of physics are expressed in their simplest and most elegant forms. By looking at the stars, you are inviting this simplicity into your own mind, letting your own energy settle into a state of quiet, silver equilibrium. You are becoming as still as the vacuum, and the quiet holds. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and the constellations are the stories that teach us how to belong to the universe. They show us that we are made of the same materials, governed by the same laws, and moving toward the same quiet destination as the stars themselves. This sense of belonging is the ultimate form of rest, a feeling of being at home in the vastness of the cosmos. You are home now, resting in the heart of the library, surrounded by the wisdom of the fire. The network endures. You think about the concept of stellar parallax one more time, the way the world changes when you look at it from a different perspective. From the perspective of the stars, your life is a brief and beautiful flicker of light, a moment of consciousness in a universe that is ancient and eternal. This perspective is not a diminishing thing, but a source of great peace, a way to see your own existence as a vital and meaningful part of a much larger story. You are a star in your own right, a point of light in the dark, and everything rests. As you drift toward the final threshold of sleep, the stars of the autumn sky seem to whisper a final message of serenity and order. They tell you that the universe is a place of infinite care, where every atom has its purpose and every light has its home. You are part of this care, a quiet observer who is being carried through the deep by the same laws that move the galaxies. You can let go now, knowing that the architecture of the heavens is holding you safe. Order is the quietest form of beauty, and everything settles as the final rotation of the night brings the quiet geometry of the deep winter constellations into view. The star Sirius, the brightest in the heavens, begins to climb above the horizon, its light pulsing with a brilliant rainbow-hued intensity as it passes through the thickest part of the Earth's atmosphere. Sirius is a white primary star accompanied by a tiny, dense white dwarf, a binary pair that has burned steadily for hundreds of millions of years. This brilliant beacon is the final anchor of the night, a point of absolute clarity that marks the culmination of your journey through the celestial maps. You are resting beneath its gaze, a quiet observer in a world that has been transformed by the light of distant suns. The rhythm continues. Nearby, the constellation of Canis Major, the great dog, follows the hunter Orion through the deep, its stars forming a loyal and recognizable silhouette against the velvet dark. Each star in this group is a massive sun, located at a different depth in the galaxy, but appearing perfectly aligned to your eye. This is the ultimate gift of the constellations, the ability to find a sense of companionship and direction in the vast, impersonal reaches of the infinite. You are not alone in the dark. You are part of an ancient and reliable structure that has guided the world since the beginning of time. And the quiet holds, the light that reaches you from the star Adhara in the foot of the great dog is a fierce ultraviolet energy that has traveled 500 light years to reach your skin. Adhara is the brightest source of extreme ultraviolet light in the sky, a star that burns with a power that defies the fragility of its appearance. Yet, from the comfort of your room, it is merely a soft and silver point of light, a gentle reminder of the immense energy that resides in the stillness of the vacuum. The universe has a way of turning the most intense forces into a vision of perfect, enduring peace. Still, the universe breathes. You consider the concept of the galactic center one last time, that hidden heart of the Milky Way where billions of stars move in a grand, circular dance around a common point of gravity. This center is the ultimate anchor of our existence, the point around which everything we know, our sun, our Earth, and our stars, revolves with a patient and methodical grace. While it is hidden from our eyes by clouds of dust, its presence is felt in the stable orbits of the constellations and the rhythmic turning of the night. You are part of this grand architecture, a passenger on a world that knows exactly where it is going, and life adjusts once more. The vacuum between the stars is a place of perfect conservation, where every photon and every atom is held in a state of quiet and eternal equilibrium. This is the state toward which your own mind is now drifting, a place where the friction of the day has been replaced by the smooth, frictionless logic of the cosmos. You are becoming a part of the vacuum, a silent and expansive presence that knows no boundaries and no hurry. There is nothing left to do but witness the beauty of the order that surrounds you, letting the light of the stars guide you toward the final reaches of sleep. The current flows without effort. The constellation of Lepus, the hare, sits quietly beneath the feet of Orion, its faint stars forming a delicate and unassuming shape that is easily missed by the hurried observer. It is a constellation of the shadows, a subtle pattern that rewards those who are willing to look deeply into the quietest corners of the night. Its stars are diverse and old, carrying the history of a galaxy that has been evolving for 13 billion years. You are finding the beauty in these subtle patterns now, letting the quietest lights provide the deepest sense of peace, and silence follows. You notice the star Arneb, the brightest in the hare, a pale yellow supergiant that is nearing the end of its journey through the deep. It is a star that has expanded to a massive size, its light becoming a soft and mellow glow that reflects the maturity of its years. There is a quiet dignity in this transition, a sense of a life that has fulfilled its purpose and is now simply resting in the beauty of its own existence. You are sharing in this dignity as you settle into the final stages of your own rest. Order is the quietest form of beauty. The gravity of the Earth remains a constant and gentle pull, a force that reminds you of your physical connection to the world and the stars. It is the same force that keeps the constellations in their places and the galaxies in their groups, a universal principle of stability that ensures that nothing is ever truly lost. You can feel this stability in the way your body has become heavy and still, a quiet settling of forces that mirrors the equilibrium of the stars. You are anchored to the night, safe in the knowledge that the universe is holding you. Stillness travels through the water. In the constellation of Columba, the dove, the stars are faint and distant, forming a soft and peaceful image that seems to fly toward the southern horizon. Its stars are among the fastest moving in our neighborhood, runaway stars that have been ejected from their original birthplaces by the intense gravity of the galactic center. Yet, from your perspective, they are motionless and serene, a paradox of speed and stillness that reflects the nature of the cosmos itself. You are moving through your own life with the same grace, finding your way home through the fire, and the quiet remains. The light of the star fact, in the heart of the dove, is a steady blue-white fire that has traveled 160 light-years to find you tonight. It is a star that rotates so fast, it has created a disk of hot gas around its equator, a hidden layer of complexity that is invisible to the eye. This is the secret life of the stars, the frantic energy and the intense physics that exist beneath the calm and silver exterior. You are learning to value this calm, to see the beauty of the result without needing to know the details of the process. And light drifts onward. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and the final chapters are about the beauty of the return to stillness. They teach us that every star, every galaxy, and every life eventually finds its way back to a state of quiet equilibrium, a place of perfect and enduring rest. This is the ultimate lesson of the constellations, the promise that order will always prevail over chaos, and that light will always find its way through the dark. You are reaching this state of equilibrium now, letting the logic of the stars settle your heart. The quiet holds. You think about the concept of the celestial pole, that fixed point in the sky around which the entire universe seems to revolve. It is a point of absolute stillness, a place where the movement of the hours has no power and the turning of the world is forgotten. By aligning your thoughts with this pole, you are finding a state of mental permanence, a sense of being part of something that is older than time and larger than space. You are the center of your own universe now, a point of light in the dark, and everything softens. The constellation of Monoceros, the unicorn, occupies a quiet and hazy area of the sky, between Orion and the Great Dog. It is a constellation of nebulae and star clusters, a place where the light of the Milky Way is at its most delicate and its most mysterious. Within this space lies the Rosette Nebula, a vast cloud of red hydrogen gas where new suns are currently being born in the silence of the deep. It is a reminder that the universe is always beginning, always creating, and always finding new ways to organize matter into beauty. The rhythm continues. The vacuum within the unicorn is a place of profound potential, a reservoir of the raw materials of the cosmos that waits in the cold for the touch of gravity. It is a silent and productive space, a hidden world that supports the visible structures of the light. You are surrounded by this potential now, a field of energy that connects you to the furthest stars and the deepest parts of time. You are a part of the universe's ongoing story, a quiet witness to the labor of the infinite. The quiet holds its rhythm. The star Betelgeuse, in the shoulder of Orion, begins to sink toward the western horizon, its deep orange glow becoming a soft and hazy ember against the deepening night. As it moves, it marks the end of your journey through the celestial maps, a final signature of the beauty and the scale of the heavens. There is no urgency in this setting. The stars will return tomorrow, exactly as they are tonight, reliable and true. You can trust in this stability, knowing that the constellations are always there, holding their positions in the dark. Still, the universe breathes. The light of the winter stars has traveled across the gulfs of space to find you, carrying the history and the energy of the deep into your quiet room. This light is a constant companion, a silver thread that connects you to the very beginning of time and the furthest reaches of the galaxy. You are being held by this light now, a part of a universe that is both a laboratory of physics and a silent, structured home. You can feel the constellations still shining above you, their geometry providing a final, perfect anchor for your rest, and the quiet holds. The vacuum of space is so vast and so empty that the atoms of gas between the stars move with a slow and lethargic grace, rarely changing their direction or their speed. This state of low energy is the ultimate form of rest, a condition where the laws of physics are expressed in their simplest and most elegant forms. By looking at the stars, you are inviting this simplicity into your own mind, letting your own energy settle into a state of quiet, silver equilibrium. You are becoming as still as the vacuum, as calm as the space between, and life adjusts once more. The sky is a library written in the language of ancient light, and the constellations are the stories that teach us how to belong to the universe. They show us that we are made of the same materials, governed by the same laws, and moving toward the same quiet destination as the stars themselves. This sense of belonging is the ultimate form of rest, a feeling of being at home in the vastness of the cosmos. You are home now, resting in the heart of the library, surrounded by the wisdom of the fire. The network endures. You think about the concept of the fixed stars one more time, those points of light that have remained unchanged since the dawn of history. They are the ultimate witnesses, the keepers of a story that has no beginning and no end. From their perspective, your life is a brief and beautiful flicker of consciousness, a vital and meaningful part of a much larger narrative. This perspective is a source of great peace, a way to see your own existence as a part of the eternal order of the heavens. You are a star in your own right, a point of light in the dark, and everything rests. As you reach the final threshold of your journey, the stars seem to pull closer, their light becoming a soft and protective presence that guards your rest. The geometry of the heavens is a final, perfect anchor, a structure of light that will remain steady and true long after you have closed your eyes. You are safe within the architecture of the cosmos, held by the same laws that move the sun and the stars. If your eyes remain open, another journey awaits. But if sleep arrives, you are already home. Order is the quietest form of beauty, and the quiet holds forever.